All right, we'll look at Nicole's images here. And both sets. Okay. Play this by ear. Panning images. The Jeep's a little out of focus. Panning is really, takes some time. It's a Ford, I'm sorry. This one's better. Here I can see the front of this. I actually kind of like how this functions with this sharp and the rest of it a little bit out of focus in the background, kind of streaky. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think it's a little bit more interesting in black and white. And I'm trying to figure out what this is. If there's a building or something that you pan across. It's kind of interesting. Light flare there. So the panning image was okay. You got one that's technically pretty well done, pretty well there. Painting with light images. There's something interesting going on here. I'm kind of curious to see if there's a color version. Actually, I like this one better than the previous one. What I like here is I like the streaky light on the grass. I think that's interesting. And then these legs, and then this sort of form. So even the picket fence. I like this image much better than the previous one. The previous one maybe would be better in color. But I like this one's interaction. The pieces here. I like the previous image better than this one. This one's just a lot of random light streaks. And to me, the painting with light, strength of it is how it can interact with an objective world and create this really fanciful sort of thing going on in it. So that first one, or the second one we talked about, is by far the most successful out of all these. This one here, I like that one. The rest of them, not as interesting. Oh, okay, here we are. This must be the movement kitchen. This one is, it's okay. I don't find it super tremendously engaging or anything. Technically, it's probably fine. Maybe this is a little overexposed. There's something compositionally here with all the circles that is kind of interesting. I don't know. It's just not grabbing me. This one I think is a little bit more interesting. I like this motion here, and red here, and so I kind of like that photograph. It seems a little light to me. I'd want to darken up or maybe add contrast. I mean, darken it and a little bit more contrast. The darks need to go darker. The lights shouldn't go lighter. I think we're already getting a little blown out there, so technically that probably needs some more, but I like that. This is similar to that other image. This must just be the black and white version. There's something else different. I do kind of like it better in black and white, because now I don't just see this, but I see this circle and I see this circle, and it becomes this negative space adds something in dog where I didn't really notice that in the color. So maybe it's a different composition. Here's a slightly different composition of the bread making. And I'm not sure which one I like better. Now we're in the self-portraits. I like this image. I just like this idea. I like how these toes are curled, and you get this sidewalk and the toes, and then the grass, and then the tree information, and the dynamics of how they're in different positions. I think becomes interesting. So I really like this photograph. I just wish it was a little less light let into the camera. It's a little overexposed. The highlights here. This is washed out. This is washed out. So if we could have just had a little bit faster of a shutter speed or something like that, this photograph would actually be better. But I really like the composition of it. So just need a little technical work. I like this one too. I like the sharpness of this area here. And you gaze over here, the softness back here, and the softness here. I'm trying to decide if I want to crop it a little bit right in this area. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's too much. Oh, okay, I like the image. I do have a question if it's this crop. I kind of like this color here. There's a nice balance. I guess in the end I would leave it alone. This kind of matches the eye color, which is kind of interesting. I like this. It seems like a very, very ominous sort of moments, not just some happy smiling picture. So the background's a little off axis, the horizon line's off. So I don't know if we straighten that out. Sometimes that bothers me and tends to bother a lot of viewers. Sometimes it can work. And this might be one of those images where I don't really care that much because all the focus and the intensity is on the face of the figure, so it's a fairly small part of the image and maybe inconsequential. I like this image too. I like the structure. I like how we have this sharp focus here, and I like I can see this environmental information. I hate the tracking pad. The environmental information here, contrasted with the figure, which we want to focus on, but it's so soft. And all the sharpness is on this glass. This one, to me, reads almost like a photograph a child might take when they're trying to take a self-portrait themselves, and they get a little bit of them, they're all blurry, and then they got the background that's sharp, and something like that. It's actually kind of interesting in regards because it brings this childlikeness to it, and we might technically say, oh, I want to put the focus on the face here, but I kind of like the image as it is, just because of what I said and how that resonates. I like the structure of this image. I like all this sharpness here, and then the out of focus here. And I think this one's actually pretty engaging. And as I looked at these images coming together, there's almost sort of this push-pull, and the focus is on the environment, and the person is fuzzy. I know that's not in all of them, because the previous one's very sharp here. And I kind of like the eclecticism of what I'm getting and putting this portrait together of you. And I think they are coming together in like a cohesive manner. All right.